And now it's time for San Diego Comic-Con 2019 debrief. Okay, let's go. No, and you're not tripping. I'm redoing this section from yesterday in my haste. I did not get all the information that I wanted to get out initially, so I'm redoing it. So I apologize for my lack of whatever you want to call it, but I'll try not to have it happen again. So again, I apologize, and let's just jump right into it. Okay, I didn't watch every single panel from San Diego Comic-Con. I did watch some of them, and I'll probably do some more videos as I watch more of them and do some more research and whatnot, but this is what I got so far. Okay, starting off, I did watch part of the Star Trek panels where they were talking about Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Discovery, and Star Trek Lower Decks. Now, that's an animated show, like I said yesterday, that's being developed by the writer Mike McMahan from Rick and Morty. So that looks kind of pretty funny. I didn't see any like trailers or anything, just images and stuff like that. And they'll be like up here above my shoulder, showing all the characters and who's playing who. They talked about, there was a short panel talking about Star Trek Picard. Patrick Steward's reprising his role as now Admiral Picard. It takes like 15 years later after the last movie he was in, I believe. They didn't really say, or I didn't catch it. I apologize, but it does seem interesting to me because it said, it was an article saying that 7 out of 9 of the cast members from the Next Generation are also going to be in this show as, I don't know about cameos or permanent characters or whatnot, but you get to see where they went from. Star Trek Discovery had a small panel and stuff like that. Now, they're coming up to season 3. I will admit I have not watched one single episode of this show because I didn't want to, I was too cheap, again, to pay the money for the CBS All Access app or streaming service. So now I've got 3 shows to watch. I just might actually do it now, and my wife's a big, huge NCIS fan, so maybe we'll see what my pocketbook says. So I don't know. Did you watch this panel? Are you really looking forward to seeing these shows? I'm kind of really looking forward to the Lower Deck show the most out of the 3, to be honest with you. That's just me. Also on the way home today, I listened to the Terminator Dark Fate panel. This movie is being directed by Tim Miller. It's coming out November 1st of this year. It's starring Linda Hamilton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mackenzie Davis, Natalie Rees, Gabriel Luna, Diego Bonta, I think that's how you say your name, dude. I'm sorry if I butchered it. And Edward Furlong comes back to reprise his role as John Connor, so that's kind of cool. But he was not at the panel. So, I mean, they went kind of like through the movie. I mean, you didn't really miss much. I mean, there was I guess some good images and stuff like that they were kind of describing while I was driving. I didn't see it, but I did see the trailer, and it does looks kind of good. And it's supposed to be taking place like right after Terminator 2. They're ignoring the rest of the Terminator movies, which is, I guess, is okay with me because of the actual Terminator 3 that came out years ago. That movie sucked. Terminator Salvation was okay. I didn't see Terminator Genesis. It just didn't, I mean, and I kind of partially watched the TV show that was on for a short time. So, I don't know, this looks kind of interesting to me. They were saying they kind of like, almost like the story focuses on a little bit on Hamilton's character, or a little bit more so, like showing where she's at as a person and whatnot, according to what they were saying on the panel. So, I don't know, that's kind of got my curiosity sparked, seeing that Edward Furlong's coming back to reprise his role. They didn't really say anything as far as, like, his involvement. Actually, they didn't even bring up his name. Well, it was kind of weird. I thought that was kind of weird. So, I don't know. Did you see this panel for Terminator Dark Fate? Are you going to go see it in the theater when it comes out in November? Let me know in the comments down below. Another panel that I caught yesterday, or at least part of, and then I had to go check out another channel on top of that to actually get more information and actually a better interview for that matter, was the Cobra Kai panel. Now, this is like the TV show based on the Karate Kid movies. Now, all the movies, according to the creators of this show, are like part of the universe, including the Hilary Swank movie with God, the next Karate Kid, even that one counts. I don't think the one that with the with Will Smith's kid, that one does not count as part of the universe. I think I'm not positive on that one. So anyway, this is starring William Zabka's come back as his doing his role as Johnny. We got Ralph Macchio reprising his role as Daniel. Tanner Buchanan, he's playing Johnny's son Robbie. Mary Moser, she's playing Daniel's daughter and stuff like that. And we got Martin Kove reprising his role as Sensei Kreese. Now, there's a couple other kids that are part of the show. I've watched both seasons and I love this show. Actually, I think I like this show more so than the movie because it kind of fills in the story more, because this is actually, and if you haven't watched this show, it's going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but this is actually focused. It started off, at least in season 1, focusing on where is Johnny in his life and stuff like that after he lost that match to Daniel back in the 80s and stuff like that. Where was he? And that was kind of funny showing him. They were showing him doing these like kind of crappy jobs and stuff like that. He was kind of like that guy that didn't make the touchdown pass type thing, and this is where he is. It was kind of like that kind of a storyline, which was kind of interesting. Daniel is now this big, huge auto dealer, stuff like that, used car dealership kind of guy, or something. It might even be brand new cars and stuff like that. I thought that was kind of interesting, and a little bit as far as like the story goes. It's supposed to be in the story. It's been like 8 years since Mr. Miyagi passed away, and he's a very big time part of the show, even all through so far in season 2 as well. Which, like, now, again, if you have not seen this show, I'm sorry if this is a little bit of a spoiler. Like in season 2, after Johnny reestablishes Cobra Kai as a karate dojo and stuff like that, and he gets his student Miguel to the championships, who actually ends up winning. Now, I'm sorry, I can't say her name, dude. I've tried, even like listen to you say it, and I don't want to butcher it, so I do apologize, man. Your character rocks. If you ever see this video, I'm just letting you know. I just don't want to butcher your name, dude, because it's like, I apologize. So, but the kid is awesome. All the kids are actually pretty good. Now in season 2, it's like it kind of continues on with the story where they're even more so moving on, like training even more. And like at the end of season 1, again, a little bit of a spoiler, Martin Kove shows up where he's Sensei Kreese and stuff like that, where we find out that he's not dead. Now I think like in Karate Kid 3, when we had we had the ponytail dude, like I forget his name, but you know what I'm talking about, like the one with like where like they had the potted, they were trying to sell the bonsai plants and everything. So like they were saying, like in that movie that he was dead and whatnot, and then it comes to find out he like freaks Danielle out, saying, they're showing that he's not. Maybe I think that's where Johnny actually hears the report that he's dead, and he thinks he's dead because he says, like, I thought you were dead and stuff like that. So it kind of goes from there. Then in season 2, he tries to make amends with his mentor and stuff like that, and then we come to find out it doesn't really work out too well. There's a big, huge fight scene at the beginning of the show. I don't want to give too much away in case if you have not seen excuse me, in case you have not seen this show, but the panel was pretty good. They talked about a little bit about what's going to happen in season 3. Now, there was no mention whether or not if the chick who played Elizabeth Shue, there was no mention whether or not if actually they did talk about her, but they did not say whether or not she was going to be in season 3 or not. So I don't know. Have you been watching this show? I mean, it's half the reason why I actually paid for the YouTube premium service, just so I could get that show, and I kind of kept it because of, I don't know. So let me know in the comments down below. Are you looking forward to this show? Did you see the panel on Comic-Con? Let me know in the comments down below. And again, the big panel, or at least the one that I was looking forward to, was the Marvel panel. Now, again, this is the panel that everybody was speculating on what we're going to get, what we're going to see, what are they going to show us, and they did. They showed us like the movie slate for Phase 4 for the next 2 years. Now that is including the movies and the Disney Plus TV shows, which will be all tied and weaved in together throughout the next couple years. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do this one, because this is something that, now these are not like the Netflix shows. They actually tie in strict into the actually MCU movies. It's even got the characters and the actors from the MCU reprising their roles just for these TV shows, and there's a lot of them. So let's just dive right into it. Just for the movies coming up alone, we've got Black Widow on May 1st of 2020. We have the Eternals on November 6th of 2020. We have Shang-Chi on the February 12th of 2021. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is coming out on May 7th of 21. Now, this is also going to have Scarlet Witch is also going to be in this movie, according to what the panel was saying and stuff like that. And the WandaVision show, which is going to be on Disney Plus, also ties into this movie too. So that's kind of neat how they're doing that. So anyway, and then like ending out like the movie slate as far as just the movies now, we got Thor and Love and Thunder, which is coming out November 5th of 2021. Now, Natalie Portman is coming back to reprise her role, and they're also making her the female Thor. Now, I will admit, I don't know this storyline all that well, but according to what I've read and heard on the internet doing show prep, she gets the power of Thor somehow, and then somehow for whatever reason she's got cancer, and every time she takes on the power of Thor, it burns away the chemo that's trying to help her, and it makes her even more sick, and is basically kind of killing her. So I think that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious to see where they go with this and stuff like that, and what Taika Waititi is coming back to direct that movie too. So I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. Now, did you see the Marvel panel for all the movies? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Now, as far as like the Disney Plus TV shows that we're going to get, first it's going to start off with, now it's, if you watch, like if you look at the movie slate and the TV show slate, they kind of go like this as far as they weave in and out. I'm really curious to see how they pull this off. Anyway, the first show that's coming out on Disney Plus, we're going to get Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now this has got the actors from the actual movie, so this is like way different than the whole Netflix deal, which I did like most of them shows. Now that's coming out fall of 2020, so maybe that comes out before. Maybe that comes out before Eternals. I'm not really sure, because I know that Disney Plus does kick in on November 12th. I'm not sure if that comes out on that same day or not. Then we're going to get WandaVision, again, which ties into the Doctor Strange movie in the spring of 2021. We're also getting Loki in spring of 2021. Now, that one is supposed to be like an Endgame, if you have not seen it. Spoilers, where Loki gets a hold of the Soul Stone or whatever like that, and he pops out, and that's supposed to be where the show picks up from that point. So that's kind of curious to see. I don't know. Did you see that? That was pretty awesome. And they also got a show coming out in summer of 21. It's called What If. Now, I remember reading these comics when I was a kid and stuff like that. So if they're going to do something like that, that's going to be really cool. I mean, that's going to be really cool. I don't know what they're going to do, but it kind of gives a whole possibility of what if, and I don't know where they're going to go with it, stuff and whatnot, because I didn't really see that part of the panel. I just been hearing stuff. So I don't know, that seems kind of interesting to me. And also, coming in the fall of 21, we're also going to get Hawkeye. Now, Jeremy Renner is going to reprise his role as Hawkeye, and he's also going to be teaching some character. I believe her name is Kate Bishop. I'm not really familiar with that character all that much, because I stopped reading comics after a while, so I'm not really sure. I remember Hawkeye from back for the West Coast Avengers and everything else. So that's the Hawkeye character that I really know, except for the Jeremy Renner version. So also, they didn't really say this on the panel, but you could see it in the on the screen and stuff like that. They had Fantastic Four was on there at the very end, and they also at the very end of the panel they brought out Mahershala Ali, who's going to be the new Blade. Now, in an interview, Kevin Feige said that Blade is going to be part of, I'm not really sure, but at least going to be part of what is going to be Phase 5, which is pretty awesome. I saw some stories and articles about Phase 5 and whatnot, but I didn't get a chance to read that or look at any of it, so I'll get back to you on that. Maybe we'll have that for next week's episode. So I don't know. Also, what they didn't mention in the panel over the weekend was we're going to get a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, a Black Panther 2, and a Captain Marvel 2 and whatnot, which is like pretty awesome. They didn't say any dates or anything else as far as that goes, but that's definitely like probably sometime after Hawkeye and whatnot, like in 2022, closer to that, we should probably hear some more about those movies and whatnot. I don't know, man. Did you see this panel over the weekend for Marvel? Are you looking forward to all these movies and TV shows? I mean, Disney is all in on this streaming service, man. I mean, they're coming out with their big guns blazing. We got 6 shows from Marvel. We got like 2 or 3 shows coming from Star Wars on this thing. Plus, they're putting all their movies and everything else on there. And I mean, they're having like a ton of content. I mean, I know everybody keeps on saying that their prices are going to go up after the initial $6 a month and stuff like that, but I don't care. Right now, I'll take the $6 for a month. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 'cause that's a lot of stuff you can watch on there. A lot of stuff. And I almost have to have it so I can actually see this stuff. And like all these shows, I mean, it could be nothing but watching TV and movies for the next couple of years. I don't know. Are you gonna get Disney Plus? Did you like watch any of this stuff about Comic-Con on YouTube and whatnot? Are you into this kind of thing? Let me know in the comments down below. And again, I will do some more digging as far as like the other panels that were at Comic-Con, and I'll do like an update to the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 debrief. So look for that next week, or at least in the next week or so. That's it for today. Please like and subscribe and click on that bell so you can be notified every time we do a new video. So have a good week, people, and peace.